What's good, what's poppin', gamers? Welcome back. It's time for another Carat clash, but this time, no medium distance to be seen. It's time to head to the sprints, and who better to bring you that fast-paced action than myself, Jatsu, and the homie Shino. What's good, brother?
Yo, what is good is the sprint racing coming up today. I know everyone's got their Sakura Bakushinos ready, but I'm curious to what second Uma people are going to be bringing here. Should be a very from what I've seen, I've been looking at the in-houses lurking a little bit like, oh, like
Yeah.
we're running the sprint in-houses, trying to get our Uma all ready and prepped, and seems like a bit of RNG with how these races are structured, but we'll see.
Yeah, ultimately, Uma is a game where you can kind of build your favorite horse to do anything. But, obviously, the earlier on we are in the game's lifespan, the harder that is to do in practice. Um,
Yeah.
Inheritances are very powerful, but you need quite a bit of time investment to make sure that you're actually set up if you want particular Oshi who's not too well suited to a sprint to do her best on 1200 meters. But,
Yeah.
we were talking a little bit before the stream. So you guys probably saw, I'm assuming your game's updated if you're running it right now, that Karan-chan and a couple other new supports have just dropped. So we were curious if anybody was crazy enough, one, to roll for her right now, two, to put her into a career mode, three, to be able to train up and finish her career before they are knocked out of the bracket. So I'm curious if you guys think we're going to be seeing any Karens on stream or even like in the pools matches, or if you think like, nah, J2, like we're going in with the Bakshins, we're going in with who else? We got Marzensky, who I think has like a B aptitude in it.
Yeah.
Maybe Air Groove, Bourbon, if you have the right sparks for it. There
Mhm.
there are a few folks I'm thinking on the top of my head. Oh, King Halo, if you can,
Mhm.
stomach her curious career races. So we'll see.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Even well, so I already am knocked out. I was in one of the groups, and
NT.
I'm not built for sprint like everyone else is. I'm a long racer myself as a rice shower enjoyer, but
Hmm.
I did notice a lot of Sakura Bakushinos, as expected. But there
Yeah,
were some Taiki shuttles as well. I don't remember if you mentioned Taiki
there we
shuttle.
go. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious to what the gamers are gonna bring today.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, of course, you can make any horse run any distance, but it takes quite a bit of work. Right Shower Enjoyer muting stream. Someone ban this guy. Anyway, get that guy out of here as we head into our next match. So we're going to be streaming you guys Group E, if I'm not mistaken. So unfortunately, a couple folks, maybe not able to make it today. Prior obligations. I know Impurist Club is in this pod, but is also running a tournament over on the side for the fighting gamers. So did not make time to show up today. But otherwise, we got Omniscythe, Resetiz, Scython, Anime, and Punyo in our first group. So we got Group E coming up.
Yeah, so we're seeing a couple of King Halos. There's the Bakshino as expected. But yeah, I guess, the thing about King Halo, I feel like, is even though her career is a little bit weird with how they
Yeah.
start you off, if you can make her work, like this one for, oh man, that's a hater King Halo right there.
That's like 5 debuffs, god! So, as a reminder, guys, this is also a 2v2, so if you happen to, want to bring around a debuffer slot, that is an option too.
Mhm. And yeah, I feel like that's also going to come into play with the 2v2, right? Like you have the late surge King Halo trying to just debuff
Yes.
these pesky front runners, but
Mm,
the debuffing might be a little bit difficult, right? Especially if you can hit a good amount of stamina in these
yeah.
short races and some recovery, like this Marzensky here, right? So we'll see if the debuffs really come into play, because that is a strong looking Marzensky as well. But we're about to find out once we finally are off to the starting gate.
Let's see it. Once again, we're standardized on all of the, random conditions that you guys are familiar with. Of course, it's going to be spring, firm turf, normal moods for everybody, and that A
Mhm.
rank cap. But we are heading on into it. Our first match here for Group E, once again on Sapporo turf with a solid 1200-meter sprint.
Alrighty. I think there's going to be, again, it is an RNG game, obviously, but I feel like the late starts in sprint will really affect sprint much more compared to the longer distance races.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, when you only have 1,200 meters to go, right? Like a late
Yeah,
start or even being rushed where,
yeah,
maybe things can't even out with one of your skills not proccing, especially if it's position dependent. Like, I don't know, man. This sprint stuff gets serious. Yeah,
yeah.
late starts equals doom. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so little room for error with such little space to run.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Oh, and we
All
have a
right.
lone wolf. Ooh.
Oh yeah, solid starts all around. Nobody else taking that lone wolf. Again, it's a really cheap skill to get a little bit more speed. So
Mhm.
might as well, and already starting off the debuffs early.
Yeah, and I believe that is a 40 speed, plus 40 speed from lone wolf, so it's not
Yeah,
that
it's pretty good.
insignificant for how cheap it is. But there's the Marzen. It's actually the lone Sakura Bakshino in this
Oh,
race.
okay, okay. Yeah, we got the NPC kind of front running right now. That front runner pack is looking quite dense, and we got Maruzen Unique,
Yeah.
of course, activating as
Yep.
well. So many Professor of
Yep.
Curvatures as we head around that
Oof.
corner, and we're coming up on our final corner as well here in the final bend.
Here we go. Final spurt.
Yep.
We'll see how well you see those debuffs going off right
Mhm.
there from those King Halos, and there's a King Halo pulling up right now. Hold on.
There we go. King Halo on the outside. Sakura Bakshino just trying to hold on to the second place. Maruzetsu coming up behind. Can
Oh.
barely tell. I think that second Sakura Bakshino ended up securing that spot. But let's check these leaderboards to see who made it out in that top two.
Wow, that was quite the gap from that King Halo there.
Yeah.
That is
So
gonna
not the debuff
be
for King Halo that we saw earlier, but it is
yeah,
Anime's King Halo and Scython's Bakshino who are going to be making it onto round number 2.
by a head.
Oh
And
no.
and there's no Marzensky moving on from this
Yeah.
group at least.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker, right? We were seeing Marzensky just barely start accelerating towards the latter half of that last spurt. They're kind of going neck and neck. It was off screen.
Yeah,
We weren't quite able to tell, but
yeah.
unfortunately, that's the end of Omniscythe's run. Same for Resatiz and Punyo as well. But like you mentioned, Anime and Scython are going to be moving on.
Yep, and if I'm not mistaken, we're following the same schedule as last week, where we stream every race from round 2.
I
Correct me if I'm
believe
wrong.
so. So let me just double check. It looks like we have 113 attendees today, which means I'm trying to do like the mental math in my head. How many letters into the alphabet is S, Shino, off the top of your head? Well, okay, so we got 4, 8, 12, 16, 19 groups of gamers, 19 groups of, what is that, 6 each? So quite a few groups here in round number 1. So I'm assuming we're just going to jump in between, maybe 2 or 3, see how those round 1s are going. And then like you said, I'm guessing we're going to be streaming everything from round
Yeah,
2 onwards.
yeah. Oh man, yeah. No, it looks like round 1 is pretty much all done from what I'm seeing. I'm seeing all the
Okay.
scores have been reported, so I guess we're gonna be going into the round 2 shortly.
Yeah, so round 2. So we took the top 2 of 6 players. So going into round number 2 means we should have 7 groups. So cutting that down to, what is it? 7 times 6. We're kind of in like top 42 right now, if I'm not mistaken on the math.
Mm, yes.
Okay. All right, all right. So I guess we'll see who we're heading into next group wise. I'm looking alphabetically at least. So Group T, which I would assume is our next one, has
Mhm.
Zeno, Axios, Shaw Esther, who I think we saw in the previous carry clash, Sharkira, Miso Chan, and Vanilla. So we'll see who we got going on there.
Yep. I expect again to. Oh, you count 6 groups of 6. Okay, okay.
There's one more on
But
page 2 at the top. It's a little tricky, but Group Z I think is the last round 2.
oh right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
in
yeah,
Star.gg. I will say, thankfully, Star.gg has functionality for these pools. Like,
yeah,
um, we don't have to go out of our way to make our own spreadsheet or things like
yeah.
that. But it is a little confusing because it is also like the +3 more. So if you want to find a certain gamer, you kind of got to click into every single match. But speaking of,
Yep.
hopefully you guys are enjoying the Uma matches so far. I know a lot of them have
Yeah.
happened off stream, but this round 2 action should be all on broadcast for the rest of it.
Yep. It'll be a long set of races here. Well, I mean, they're sprints, but plenty of race to go for these gamers.
Exactly, yeah. There we go. I'm trying to see who these gamers are repping as well. I'm like scrolling through to see the team tags. I see someone whose start.gg tag is literally just Rice Shower,
Yeah.
which is which is pretty sick. I can't hate for folks that are using start.gg tags that are literal horses. Throwing stones in
uh,
glass houses is not my deal,
hmm.
right? But I see someone representing the Dodo links as well. When I click in, I can't see the rest of the sponsor tags, unfortunately. So you guys are gonna have to
Oh
let us know
yeah.
who you're cheering on going into Carat Clash number 2.
Yeah, of course. I remember seeing. Oh, I feel like I've seen Blackjet previously, and Soara in the previous tournaments as well. So those are some familiar names to me here.
Yeah, Blackjet, I think a finalist in both Carrot Clash 1 and Live Horse Reaction. Suara being
Hmm.
that Live Horse Reaction #1 champion as well. So we
Right.
got a couple folks who have definitely trained up their Umas with all their heart and soul. But
Yep.
do they have the sprinters ready is the real question, right? Because, those were long races, those were medium races. Obviously, we've had a lot of time coming up until now, so decent amount of prep time available. But let's see if
Hmm.
the Sakura Bakushinos, the King Halos are going to be enough.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing that's tricky too, and I actually had a conversation about this yesterday, where the Champions Meet has like two different formats: an unlimited format and a
Mhm.
B plus cap format.
Okay, okay.
And so here, obviously, we have the limit to A rank. So
Yes.
if your account is a little bit too good, you have to specifically aim for your A rank Uma
Right.
to actually enter this tournament here. So that's something interesting to think about, where the rank limitation forces you to make different choices throughout your run. Like it can't be too good, but it has to be pretty good enough to
Yeah.
maybe just below that. Was it 12,100 threshold, I think.
It's something like that, right? I remember you were talking about it a little bit with Imp, where it was like, oh, it it's definitely stats is a big part of it. I forget if fan count was actually like proven or like tested to be part of that consideration. But there is a lot that goes into the ranking.
Yeah.
So you already know there are some min maxers that are like, okay, how can I get like 11,999 points just to make sure I'm like right below that threshold?
Yeah. I know, maybe not for this format, but at least for longer distances where you can run gold chip, like they'll
Hmm.
purposefully get the debuff that makes her late start or whatever,
Yeah.
um, just to lower her points.
Does that like having the debuff like ends up being like a negative modifier for her points? That's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. So it gives you more room to have either better stats or,
Yeah,
different skills on the side of it. That's pretty sick.
yeah, yeah. And on someone like Gold Chip who runs end closer anyways, that
Yeah,
late
she's fine
start,
being in the back.
yeah, in a long or medium race, not too bad.
Yeah. Brickbat, should I bring my air groove that is functional or should I bring my air groove that carries and an arsenal of poisons to my round 2? I Now look. If I were in your bracket, I would be like, don't be a coward, just send 2 of your best in. But because I'm sitting here pretty on the commentary chair and I want to see the chaos for myself, like I'm telling you gotta bring the poison in. I want to see like, 9 Fate Unlimited debuffs.
It's like the you've seen maybe a couple of like the memes around where it's like the Pokemon one, where it's
Oh
like
my god, yeah, like
20,000
point
like
0.5
different
speed,
debuffs, like
0.25 attack, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's like stunned, poison, debuff. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Poisons and evil tonics.
evil, evil.
Checking over on the start.gg. What else we got? I'm like looking through some of these other groups as well. So if you guys have any folks that you're cheering on, make sure to let us know in the chat. I see Group U, which is our second round 2 group. Kaizener, June. Is that Jumpy? I can't tell. No, that's a different June. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
Kaizener, June, Hide in goal, Cure Dynamic, Scorpio, and John Paul. Cure Dynamic sounds like I was gonna say NPC horse. That's saying too much. It sounds like a horse name. I will say. I was only thinking
You,
NPC because it's not a real horse name, but Cure
uh,
Dynamic's pretty good.
Did you just call one of our entrants an NPC? Like,
If they
come
end up
on,
winning, I
man.
don't know what I'm gonna do, man. They're gonna make it to the finals, and they're gonna be like, "This commentator called me an NPC." Like, I'm never gonna let him live it down. They're gonna like quote tweet the bracket announcement in first place and be like, "NPC, by the way." I'm gonna be like, "No, stop! Sorry I said that.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I was just making conversation."
But words can carry a lot of weight, whether or not there was malice behind it.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what King Halo route taught me. Okay, I don't know why I'm saying that. I haven't played the route yet, but I've seen enough screenshots to be like, we are hate King Halo's mom gang from what I'm hearing. But that's okay. That's why we have the trainer, and that's why we have the rest of the team.
Yeah. Dude,
Amazing,
did you see
amazing,
that
amazing.
Indonesia like G1 it was the Indonesia Triple Crown.
Okay.
And then it was like being streamed on like different platforms. And then chat was just amazing, amazing, amazing.
No, dog. There's no way. Late start and rush. Wait, why does that render on the stream like that? That's insane.
Oh wait, that's sick.
Wait, that's so sick, actually. Oh, I broke the amazing chain. Yeah, you guys just gotta kill me at this point. I ruined the vibe. Sorry. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, this is just the
Um,
Indonesia G1 race.
Yeah, actually, they're
Yeah,
showing me like in real
yeah,
time what it looked like as that G1 was going on.
yeah.
Her mom is apparently just really awkward from a hidden event after winning the Arima Kinen. She still sucks though. I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't know. For the screenshots that I've seen, there's a lot of malice in
I
this awkwardness, but I believe
I
you. I need to go through the route myself.
I won the Arima Kinen with King Halo, and
Hmm.
then it was still just like I still don't know how to feel about her mom.
Is that the one where she wins and she's like, "Yeah, Special Week was so great out there." She's like, "Wait, I
No,
I literally just okay, it's a different race. Okay."
yeah, that's the special week one. I believe is the Japan Derby.
Oh, that hurts me. She is a Derby Umamusume after all, but like,
Uh,
but mom, I won. You don't understand.
you just got lucky. That wasn't anything
God,
special.
just got
Special week
lucky.
is
Had
like
MLB Kitasan. It doesn't really count. Your support deck is cracked. You swiped. L
yeah,
plus ratio.
yeah, yeah. You were still just rich family daughter, like you know, carried,
Yeah.
etc.
I've raised like 2 dozen Halos and I have no opinion about her mother. Hashtag skip unread scenes gang. You are a trainer that is impure of heart and you will get a late start every match in this tournament. So help me God. Astaghfirullah. That's how it goes though. You know what? You're a stronger trainer than me, to be fair. You're the one in the trenches making sure that you can get the strongest King Halo, and I still haven't read her out. Who am I to throw stones, right?
I always, if I'm running for the first time, I will not skip. I'll only skip scenario, obviously, but I will look at the trainee events because I like to see the lore.
Yeah, I'm the same way, which is also why, despite having 15 Umamusume, I do not have a full team trials team because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna read her route eventually, so I shouldn't train her until I'm ready to sit down and like actually read through the dialogue. And I have said that about quite a few horses, so I got a lot of empty slots.
Look, it's despite the current format being sprint, it's not a sprint. Playing this game,
It's
it
true.
is a
Yeah, it's
marathon. You take your time, play the
yeah.
way you want to.
Your ass is not sprinting to a 2% chance off of 1100 on a given stat. Is what I'm gonna say. You are not sprinting 50 runs in a day for average chances of getting a good spark. But on average, these gamers in round number 2 are going to be giving you even greater sprint action as we see quite a bit of Sakura Bakushin O, some Marzensky, some Taiki Shuttle like Shino was mentioning earlier. The first Ogre cap that we've seen, and then I'm seeing Marzensky's otherwise all the way down.
Hmm. Yeah, pretty interesting lineup here so far. But I think it's about what's. I think the only weird thing, I guess, is the Ogre cap, where again you would need to have the sparks to get that sprint, right? Because I don't think she is very high sprint.
If I remember correctly, I don't think it's like one of her best
Yeah,
aptitudes. But if they got the sparks for it, they got the sparks for it.
yeah,
Let's see.
yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, Empress Esther. What do we? We have an A in sprint. All right. Wait, well, I kind of want to check the inspiration real quick if we have a second to look through.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sprint. Okay, so we got 3 stars in sprint here. So maybe she starts out at like B.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
That's pretty good. Okay, okay. All right, so Ogre Cap with the maxed out speed, also very good on the power, right? That
Mhm.
1K. So this is gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's start coming
especially
in from Empress Esther.
because I don't imagine that. Oh, yeah, this Taiki
She
shuttle
starts in
is.
E. How that? Wait, I'm so confused. How did you
y-
get? If it's 3, is it
You
Golden
would have to.
Heritage?
You would have to get it at first, and then I think from the inspirations in April.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Afterwards.
from like the
Yeah.
3 goddesses. Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay, I was wondering why no one had brought up Ogre Cap as like a potential, like, oh, we'll probably see her in the sprint. And then I saw there was only the 3 stars. I was like, oh, it's probably not that bad. Okay, I understand the arduous process you probably had to go through to get her as in a
Yeah.
sprint. But she is here in round number 2 for the Trainers Cup. Once again on the Sapporo Tour for 1,200 meters. We are pulling up here with Group T, which once again has Zeno, Axios, Shaw, Esther, Sharkira, Miso-chan, and Vanilla as we head into our first round 2 match.
All right. So how many Sakura Bakushinos is that in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's about half.
Oh my god. She's like almost 50% of the bracket, and look!
Yeah.
And it's 3 Taiki shuttles. This is insane.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
No late starts coming out here. Pretty good as the pack makes its way to the frontier. Lots of front runner Marzenskis.
Mm-hmm. So many. I can't tell I can't tell
I know,
the
I'm
difference
like-
between the pace chasers and the front runners, but it's starting to.
I know.
Kind of. I feel like those Bakushinos in the back there are pace chasers, right? Surely.
That's what I'm assuming, right? Because it's probably just like front runners and pace chasers. So the pack
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
fairly condensed from beginning to end. And look, you
Yeah.
can just see it in the top of the HUD, right? It's just a big jumble of all of these gamers. Sharkira's Marzensky has been staying strong as far as his front runner goes, but
Yeah.
of course all of these uniques and ultimates popping as we head are on the final corner. It's the last straightaway, Shino.
Oh man, and I'm curious about this Ogre Cap too. That 1000 power is not gonna matter if you're blocked off like this. It looks like it's going to be the Taiki shuttle pulling up here, going to take the first place, most likely. Maybe 2 Taiki shuttles.
Oh, it was hard to say. I think that Marzensky ended up securing that second place spot by a nose, but I saw that insane acceleration from the second Taiki shuttle. Okay. So it was that second Taiki shuttle coming in number 8. So Zen. Oh, wait. So the Taiki shuttle actually did end up overtake. I'm wrong. I saw it incorrectly. It's Axios and Zeno making it out to round number 2, just barely taking it over Sharkira and the rest of the folks in that round 2 block.
Yeah, these Taiki shuttles pulled up here, and unfortunate for that lone Ogre Cap, but it is what it is. With so many front runners too, it's just this big ball of how do I, even with all the power, how do I maneuver through this?
As a wise YouTuber once said, I have not watched this video, but I've been passed down this ancient wisdom that power does not matter. If you are blocked, you are blocked. Okay, power doesn't matter for breaking out of being blocked, right? It's very important to make sure that you're reaching your top accelerator, or accelerating as quick as you can in the last spurt to have the most time at top speed. But when your Uma is surrounded by 5 other horses, 1200 power is not going to save her.
Yeah. Like, okay, sure, I can turn left and right and accelerate really fast, but where do I go? Umamusume is a wit game.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta position yourself in like the right spot so you're not getting blocked. Uma Musume truly is a wit game, bro. The wittiest horses simply don't get. I just simply wouldn't put myself in the position. There's a lot of. So I know a lot of you folks, here for Carat Clash number 2 are not fighting gamers, right? But me and Shino are obviously on, fighting game streams from time to time at the very least. So we're used to talking to the fighting game crowd. There is a common piece of wisdom or advice when you're in a rough situation against a strong character, right? It's like, oh, what do I do here? I do X, they do Y. I do A, they do B. and a lot of times the answer is to not be in the situation. So
Yeah.
the equivalent is like, oh, how much more power am I supposed to have to make sure that I can get out when I'm blocked? It's like, you are not going to escape the situation of getting blocked outside of like a legitimate miracle or some other horse ending. Like you gotta not be in the situation in the first place,
Yeah.
bros.
Yeah. And I think that's something to consider for strategy in a sprint like this, where we
Mm.
only have so many available Umamusume, and there are many front runners to be expected in the current state of the game.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
increase your lane change speed, bro. You'll break out of the pack. Yeah.
I didn't pay $60 to block versus I paid $60. Why am I blocked? Is crazy. That one's gonna stick in the back of my brain as like a vocal stim for the next 2 weeks. Thank you, Raibuka. Much appreciated. All right,
You
all
know,
right. So we're
I'd
waiting
like
for our
to,
next gamers to head in.
yeah, I'd like to thank Tazuna for all the helpful advice that she gives.
Yeah, it seemed my Uma Musume did not know enough skills going into the race. So you're right.
Yeah,
I should have just had 400 more skill points. My deepest apologies, Tazuna. Your infinite wisdom is
yeah,
incredibly helpful.
yep. And then when you have like 6 skills, it's like, well, now I have like 400 speed, 200 stamina.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have enough stamina. Thanks, Tazuna.
With the right aptitudes, I don't know. Maybe your Uma Musume could make it out into the next race on another try. I'm like, thanks. Thank you. I'll think about that next run.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, Tazuna, for the helpful advice as always.
All right, we do have Group U coming next. If we are going alphabetical here.
So who do we have in Group U, Shino?
Well, there's the Cure Dynamic. I'm just gonna
Mm.
make sure to point that name out to you.
Let's go.
And then Kaisener, June, Hide in Goal, Scorpio, and John Fall or John Paul with an H after the P.
My brain is like mentally just assuming that the H is silent, but if it's actually John Fall, you guys let me know. I'm not trying to Americanize your name. I'm not trying to give you the, English romanization, but I'm trying to give you, of course, this Group U match for round number 2. So like we mentioned, of course, we got those 6 gamers pulling up here. Looks like June has the King Halo and the Psyche Shuttle. Oh, so we were actually asking about this earlier. I am impressed because Karenchan actually only dropped like an hour 40 minutes ago, like literally 100 minutes ago. So the fact that you had time to do the run, get a decent veteran for her, and set up whatever inspirations and skills, she is here for round number 2. So we're going to be seeing our first look at Karenchan on this short distance race. Let's see it.
And I did tell you earlier before we started, if anything, it's probably gonna be a hater Kuren-chan with all the debuffs.
Yeah.
And what did we get? Half these skills are debuffs. But
That's insane work.
we will see if the Karen-chan is enough here, or if she's just here for the Umasta picks, here to hang out.
That is actually, it's really funny that she's the #1 fave when seemingly her point of being in this race is not to win, but such that others will lose.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, the GOAT is gonna be someone to watch out for here with that Kuren-chan. Maybe helping out that Sakura Bakushin.
Wait, the Urara too and a right shot? Dude, what? I was so shell shocked by like Karenchan. There were like 3 other, jump scares just waiting in the wings here. So John Paul got the Haru Urara, Scorpio with the right shout. Okay,
Wait,
anyone can run any race if you have enough love in your heart as a trainer.
Oh my god! All right, full bias here. I hope the rice shower wins.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Not many starting skills from these gamers here, but here comes the debuff from Rice Shower, not Karen-chan.
Oh, let's see. Rice Shower making our way up towards that front of the pack. So in the front, we have front runner Bakushin coming out from the GOAT, and just about everybody else, like highly compressed in the middle there. And Haru Urara, just make sure nobody else falls behind on the track. She's watching for the rest of the folks and making sure they stay safe.
And she's having a good time, win or lose. But we do have. I think it looks like the goat taking top 1 and 2 places right now with the Karan-chan. Oh, hang on, this
Oh my
Taiki
god, wait, you're
shuttle.
right.
Wait.
Wait,
Yo, this
Taiki
Taiki
Shuttle
shuttle
just
pulled
bursting
up
to the
out of
front. June on the
nowhere.
Taiki Shuttle, trying to make sure that we're not getting first and second place. The ults are finally popping. The blue rose closer trying to come in from the back, but there's barely any time on this last straightaway. It's so many home stretch H, so many velocities. We
Oh
didn't even
my
get to see
god.
who ends up in first. I saw that Taiki Shuttle, but second place could be anyone's game. So we're waiting for the rankings here. That second place going to Scorpio's Rice Shower.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay, the front, I mean the
What?
sprint rice shower doing work here.
Are you dead? Are you dead ass, Ed boy? I can't
That's
believe it. So
sprint.
with 1 3/4 lengths on the previous as well, but just barely a nose from the goats Sakura Bakshin. Oh, we saw the entire ult animation and it hid that like final 100
Yeah,
meters of the race. I really thought this rice shower was going to be in 3rd or 4th place, but the acceleration and
yeah,
that final spurt ended up being what they needed.
yeah, yeah. I think again, there's so little room for mistakes from these Uma
Yes.
Musume. Every little bit counts. Every extra step, that extra bit of distance you can get out of that one skill activation could mean the difference between an entire position. Sakura has
Yeah,
been
dude, even
blue
Sakura
rose
is not.
banned.
Yeah, even she's not safe from Rice Shower, bro. But
Yeah.
Rice Shower is going to be making it into round number 3. June and Scorpio moving on as that top 2. So 0-7 in the chat to Kaisner, Hayden Goal, Cure Dynamic, and John Paul as we head into our next group.
Yep, we're gonna get group V all set up, and that's the group with the self-named rice shower in Start GG, but also going to be joined by Verity, Dabbage, Alicred, Simon Star 789, and Mudflap.
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with a ton of these gamers. I will say Davidge the Goat, again, one of the TOs and, hosts of the Urara Kinen. So hopefully you guys got a chance to tune into that just about a week ago. Was that last week? That was last week, right? My like concept
Two
of
weeks
time has
ago.
like it was 2 weeks ago, guys. Time goes by
Wait,
so
was it
fast.
1 week?
Okay,
Okay,
1 week.
okay.
Okay. But that was a very fun time. So if you guys haven't seen that, I believe the VOD is up on YouTube. You guys can let me know if that is available or not. I forget. Oh, there we go. It's already in chat if you guys want to check out the Urara Kinen. So that was one of the hosts over there. Let's see if David is going to be able to hold on strong and make it again into this round number 3. It seems like I mean, we already have 1 rice shower in round 3. Let's see if we can make it 2.
Yeah, I'd be excited to see this sprint rice shower as well. And I've told you this before, but I would
Uh,
like to have a rice shower for every occasion.
Yeah, I think it is cool that we are getting a lot of English Umamusume like gacha content now. It's like folks doing a lot of like beginner guides, support card guides, like doing deep dives into where is this more efficient? Which skills are actually good for certain distances, etc.
Yeah.
But I think it's also interesting seeing, more content and discussion about like, okay, Uma Musume as a gacha game, right? And as a PvP game, you kind of have to determine what your own goals with the game are. Because, as I'm sure you guys already know, with Kira-san Banner having been very recent, I think coming to a close pretty soon,
Mhm.
sparking is quite expensive in the video game, right? So, outside of the, how should I put it, excess of disposable funds, you're ultimately going to be gated in a few ways as far as support guards go, but there are still a
Mhm.
lot of goals that you can kind of define for yourself, like, oh, I
Yeah.
want to have a solid PvP team, I want to be in a certain class in team trials, or I just want to clear a bunch of content and like see the actual stories of the Uma Musume for myself. Or
Yeah.
one that they also mentioned and that Chino brought up just now is, oh, I have a favorite horse. I think at one point, sometime later on into the game's lifespan, I want to have a veteran Uma Musume of my favorite horse in every aptitude and every, track style, right? So that would be pretty sick as well. So I'm curious what you guys in the chat are thinking as far as, we've had, oh my god, we're actually just about 1 month into Uma Musume on global servers. So how's it been going for you guys? Like, what are your kind of like I don't know, short, medium term goals with the game, and like what have you been enjoying so far as we're heading into our next match?
Yeah, I think you bring up a lot of good points there, right? Where I see someone in there saying Kita-san banner killed my PvP drive for this game, and that's bound to happen, especially with some people's luck too, right? I think I
That's
saw
many
like on
such
Twitter,
cases, bro. Yeah.
I saw on Twitter like someone spent like 1,000 or something, and they
Oh
couldn't
my god.
hit MLB or
Yep.
whatever. I don't know. It's rough out there sometimes, but if you can set healthy expectations for yourself, then it's chill. And also, Jatsu and myself, we've been long time fans, so regardless
Yeah.
of how the game is in terms of gameplay or pulls, we still love our Umamusume, which are pulling up right now to the
Hmm.
starting gate.
Hell yeah. So up next we got Verity, Rice Shower, Dabbage, Alecred, Simon Star, and Mudflap. So we're actually seeing Nice Nature. First time we're seeing her. Air Groove, I'm sure she's been in other matches, but first time we're seeing her on stream. And of course these classics, the Marzenskis, the Taiki Shuttles, and the Bakshinos.
Yeah, and there's the hater. There's the hater. Evil nature right
It is
there. She's
actually all debuffs, bro.
Yep.
That is
She's
insane.
not
And
even.
2 golds, 2 gold debuffs.
Look at
This is
that
unkind nature, bro.
G sprint, by the way.
This
She
is
is.
not nice natured. This is malintended. You know, I'll think of a better name later. But yeah, we'll be seeing a little bit of her in the back of the pack.
Yeah, but again, I am curious how hard the debuffs are gonna hit because a lot of I think all of the skills in this game are a percentage and not a
Oh,
flat
that's true.
amount. Well, other
Yeah.
than like the green skills, right? So like the
Mhm.
heals are like 5.5% or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but with sprint being such a short distance, how much is I guess 2% or whatever. Oh my gosh. I mean, at
This
this is a little bit more than 2%, but
this is crazy. I will say, Chad is reminding us that some of these skills, of course, are distance dependent. So we're not going to be
yeah,
seeing murmur on this. We're seeing it on the
yeah,
meme, but we're not going to be seeing it in the
yeah,
actual race. But still, that's like 5, 6 other debuffs that maybe these gamers are going to have to worry about.
yeah. But yeah, like 5% of 500 in a sprint versus 5% of 1,000 in a long is a pretty big
Yeah.
difference in terms of how effective they are.
Yeah. Oh, nice nature and malevolent machine. So true. So true. All right, let's see what this machine is going to be able to do. Keeping back these other 11 racers. As once again, we head into another round 2 Group V match.
Oh, and that evil nature is coming from Rice Shower,
Oh my god.
the actual assassin there.
Wait, Rice Shower
Waiting.
not running Rice Shower is a little heartbreaking, but I understand. Her attitudes are definitely not naturally there. So we'll let the Sakura
Yeah,
Bakshino do the talking.
you're keeping her dreams alive here. All right. Do you believe in your Umamusume enough? There's the Marzensky pulling up, as we have seen before. Oh, the rush from the Sakura Bakshino.
Simon Star pretty early up. I can't even say who the lead running front runner is. They've traded places like 5 times, so
Yeah.
pretty condensed at the forward of the pack. Verity pretty far in the back here as far as the pace chasers go, and number 10, this nice nature just holding on to try and cause some chaos.
Right, we are rounding the final corner here. You see all these skills, all these unique skills popping off. We could see another surprise comeback out of nowhere like we saw before, or will it be... It looks like it might be this Marzensky and Sakura Bakshino taking the top 2 spot, and...
It's Savage, it's Rice, it's Simon at the front, and nobody can catch up. The lead is too much. We can't take
Oh.
first, but we can secure that round 3 spot. There we go. Our qualifiers, Sakura Bakshino shaking her head, but at least there's one Bakshin making her way into round number 3.
Yeah. It is what it is. And it is going to be the Rice Shower Sakura Bakshino making it through. It was the evil nature making everyone a little bit flustered, a little bit tilted, and this Bakshino is like, thanks. Let me take this what was it, like a 2-length lead?
Yeah, right. It was pretty far ahead, especially
Yeah.
at the end there. Where's the nice nature abilities? Nothing popped. I don't know if we saw the same race because I'm pretty sure for half of that like last sprint, I saw them all just like glow purple. Like maybe I'm
Yeah.
just tripping and my monitor is bugging out, but
Yeah, because I'm not sure if the skills actually pop up on the side there. Because you can see all the purple like
yeah.
debuffs going on, but I don't
Mhm.
think I saw the actual skill pop up on the side.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Your trainee knows fewer skills than the competition. Your trainee knows fewer debuffs than the competition. But you know the bar is quite high as far as that's concerned. With Malevolent Machine just holding on to the 12th place spot.
Yeah. Alrighty though, we are going to be moving on into our fourth group. There are four more groups to go, including the one coming up next, and this one is including Blackjet, who we saw in previous tournaments, like you mentioned earlier. So Blackjet, Aner can Castafiore, Kale, Black
Yeah,
Apes.
there we go.
So it is only wait, one, two, three. Yeah, there's only five gamers in this one.
Yeah, so maybe the cuts ended up a
Yeah.
little bit strangely. I'm trying to think on the other side here. Okay, so it looks like our last few groups only have 5 in them as well. So I'm assuming that's just a way with how the pools ended up cutting into round number 2. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have one less competitor, but it is still top 2
Yeah.
progressing to the next round. So things should even out pretty quick.
Yeah. It's been pretty fun. I it's from a viewer perspective, it's like, y'all got that. Sprint is fun to watch, but man, I am not built for sprint.
Yeah, it's hard out here, man. I'm like, oh, I just boot up Bakshi I just train speed. It's so easy. But no, the real sprinters are like showing me what's good, man. It's
Yeah.
if you want to make it to the top, if you even want to survive to round number 2, man, like you gotta lock in.
Yeah. Ooh, the long carrot clash is going to be wild because we had the medium one the first time,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Now we're on the sprint, and I imagine we're gonna get mile or long next.
Yeah, we shall see. I imagine we kind of bounce back and forth between the long distance and the shorter side. So,
Yeah.
long carrot clash is not a bad assumption. But again, if you guys are enjoying the action as well, we're just about halfway through this round 2 side, and of course, there's only less and less sets as we get later and later on into these rounds. If you guys have been enjoying the Umamusume PvP action, of course, hosted by Saya over at Bestie and Slot, make sure to show them a ton of love. They have Bestie and Slot over on Twitter, and you guys can let us know in the Twitch chat if you're enjoying what you're seeing. So that we have a little bit more motivation to host the next ones. But going into our next match, of course, it's Group W. So seeing a few NPCs take up some of these, potential front runner spots. We'll see if we are able to
Mhm.
avoid the blocking. But otherwise, some pretty standard picks here, aside from another Karan-chan coming out from Blackjet.
Yeah. So we get two Karan-chans here. Very
Mm-hmm.
interesting. This one less of a hater than the other one,
Yes.
but looking quite solid. With the skill lineup there and the stat line.
Yeah, 1K on speed, 1K on power. The aptitudes are looking all good as they so naturally are. She's blessed to not have to worry about sparks as far as these short distances go. But yeah,
Mhm.
generally Taiki shuttles, the Marzenskis, as we're quite used to heading into this next match.
I wonder, it's not likely to happen, but it'd be kind of funny if any of these races with 5 players will just have an NPC to, like, win one of these races.
That was a legitimate concern also for the Urarakinen. Like if you guys tuned in last week, we were like, wait, what if the NPCs have better stats? Like, I don't know, man. They were front running pretty far ahead, and we shall see if the blocking actually ends up making a difference here from a couple of these NPCs going into the back half of these round 2s. But Taiki, Karin-chan cheering each other on as they head into the paddocks.
Please, Torch and Book, I need this. Ooh, we'll see. We'll see if the NPC pulls up for you. But right now, we are about to get started. Go.
Straight out of the gates.
Right, looking pretty standard so far. Not seeing any late starts or rushed.
Early lead here from Einer Ken, just taking that lead on the front running position. Of course, we got Castafiore fighting for that first place position as well. But otherwise, the pack very tightly condensed. I see those front runners or those pace chasers right in the back there, but I don't know. They're so close together. They're just trading places as far as this halfway mark goes.
Yeah, and I feel like having an inside line here for that Karenchan might be a little bit hard to break through the wall. But if she can find, oh wait, she might have an outside line here.
Wait, let's go. Hashtag look at Karen, but I don't know. It's going to be difficult to break into that first place spot. We're seeing so many ults pop as we head around the bend. It's so condensed towards the front of the pack. So many ults popping as Taiki Shuttle tries to take that first.
Oh, she's blocked. Oh!
If you're blocked, you're blocked. You can't do it. It's not enough time. It's not enough acceleration. Taiki's Shuttle not able to pass Air Groove for that second place.
That Air Groove block was so huge, and that is going to end up with that Air Groove taking the second place. And actually, wait, that is Einerken taking the first and second place, so...
Which means, what you know?
Oh, wait. Well, okay. The top two took all 4 spots anyways, but if, let's say, Einerken took the top 2 spots, they would still be counted as just being first, and then the person third would be making it out. But the top 2 got all 4 spots up there anyways.
That's actually insane, bro. You blocked for your second place to make it onto that podium, and then you're like, wait. By default, they end up winning anyway because they still got to find a second person to advance into round number 3. So congrats, Einerken. Congrats, Blackjet. Showing some fun picks as we head into round number 3. That's another Karenchan for the books.
That does mean you advance, yes.
Yes. He said LMAO. He said wait. Because we saw the ending screen. I think we were spectating Blackjet. I saw 3rd and 4th, and I was like, sorry to Blackjet. You know, you were so close on both of your Umas. And then I was like, wait a minute. That second place is looking a little empty. I guess I'll see you for another round.
Ooh, yeah. If it was like any other air groove by another player in that second place, Blackjet would not have made it.
Yeah. But thankfully, that's the luck of the draw, or the unluck of the draw if you happen to be the folks who weren't quite able to make it out. So 07 to Castafiore, Keel, and Bloodaches, but that's going to be the end of your run. But even making it to round number 2, right? Again, we have 113 entrants. I think, I want to say like just last night, or maybe, yesterday afternoon, we were like, oh, we're so close to breaking that triple digits. And we made it over there and, 100 and some change. So again, thank you guys for pulling up once again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think even making it to round 2, from what I've seen, so I entered the Plus Frames tournament. That was a long, I think, and then the Carat Clash number 1. Even if you make it past, so I made it past my first race, but getting into the second race, you're you're in the trenches. These are some gamers in here. So I would be happy with making it to the second stage here.
Yeah, it is you make it past that first round, you're like, damn, my Umamusume kind of nice. And then you realize like the later and later you go on, the more heart or the more love there is in these trainers' hearts, and or maybe a little bit more disposable income in it. Well, mostly the love. Most of the love is what is most important in your Umamusume's performance. Everything else is a bonus. But heading on into it, I think we have a few more qualifiers for that round 3. So we have Group X, Group Y, and on that second page of the start.gg, which again, if you guys are following along in, there's 3 more groups. So that Group Z is on the top of page number 2 to find our last few entrants into round number 3.
So we saw Anime earlier, who I think we saw Anime earlier, who is gonna be in the current Group X, going to be joined by Dodoling's Lem Yakishio, Shadowka, Scython. Oh, we saw Scython earlier, I believe, as well, and Juan Vivo.
Oh, okay. So we got some fun names here as we head into that next group. Just waiting for them to load up into the lobby. Group Z gang, we out here. Yeah, so Sunny's waiting a couple matches before we head on into their match.
Yeah. And I forget what anime was running when we saw them earlier.
I know we just saw them, but like there's so many Uma in every round that it's just it all passes by me. Unless
Yeah,
it's Karenjan, like it just, goes in one ear out the other.
yeah, yeah. I feel like anime was one of the not Sakura Bakushin runs. I could be wrong. I feel like everyone has like a Sakura Bakushin at least, right?
Everyone has a pocket Bakshin. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying?
true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's like
Everyone can
she's
click
the
the
Shoto of sprinting, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Everyone can click the speed and whip button.
And anyone can cook on Sakura Bakshin. Oh, prove me wrong.
Yeah. I think that's what makes this all the more hectic and chaotic with the everyone running the same stuff. It just comes down to maybe you hit that one extra rainbow training that one time instead of the other player.
Exactly. It's not enough to be a good trainer with a solid deck. You also have to be dedicated enough to get these tiny margins of difference of like, oh, okay, I need to do a bunch of runs and get her, 1%, 2% better because the other trainers in round number 2 are going to be doing the exact same.
Yo, that Bakushin trainer that gets her to run 3600, that is some real stamina training right there. How is she
Yeah.
not on the floor gasping for air?
Bro, she can barely do the mile until like pretty late on into her career, man. Like 3600. I mean, maybe you can be the trainer that she deserves, not the one that gaslights her into doing 3 1200 meter races in a row.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely ran the Ari Makinen. Yeah.
She's like, yippee! Yeah, you just gotta train a little bit more. Gotta get your
Yeah,
stamina up. Gotta get your speed up. Gotta get your
yeah,
money up. She's like, true, so
yeah,
true. And then she's like, wait, it's the end of my senior year. What happened?
yeah. She'll run the Spring Tenno show, the Ari
Yeah,
Makinen
yeah.
eventually. Yeah.
He's like, but you know what's on the way to the Spring Tenno show?
the,
Unrelated G3
the
1200 meter race.
the trainer's such a gaslighter. I hate
He
the
actually is a
trainer in
gaslighter,
that
bro.
career. Oh
There are many good
man.
trainers in Uma Musume, especially coming up, but some of them are a little bit more creative, but creating another race for you guys to watch over here in Group X. Of course, once again, Anime, Lem Yakshio Shadoka, and Scython Juan Vivo. So 5 gamers, 2 NPCs, pulling up here the double King Halo, and a good amount of Bakshins, unsurprised.
Yep. No surprise here.
Looking pretty standard as we head into our next match. Wait, do Scython and Anime have the same layout? No, okay. They both
No.
have King Halo, but
Yeah, yeah. It's
Bakshin
because you
versus
saw them.
Marzansky.
Yeah, yeah. Because you saw the King Halos beside each other, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, this is basically half King Halo, half Bakshin.
Wait, that's so sick, actually. I was wondering if there was going to be a lot of King Halos, because again, I think her career is a little bit tricky to get used to, but I forgot how much love there was in all of these trainers' hearts.
Yeah. Oh,
Nothing
actually,
is
the
insurmountable.
#1 favorite, the #2 as well,
Oh,
and then the Taiki shuttle. Yeah, and this one should be quite interesting with all the King Halos, which means if a lot of people are running her late, that's gonna thin out the front runners a little bit more than the previous
yeah.
races. It's still gonna be a lot. I mean, look at this, right? Is it only late and front?
Bro,
There's
there's
no,
actually no way. There are
there's.
no pace chasers. They're like, I've disregarded this strategy entirely. It's when you make a tier list and it's like, oh, okay, A tier, power gap, F tier. That's how it feels. Okay,
Yeah.
one of the Bakshinos just trying to make up in the middle. She's like, no, I can be a pace chaser too. Don't worry.
All right, that King Halo looking a little bit scary from the rear there, but we have the ult activations coming through from everyone. Oh, that NPC has been front running the entire time.
Yeah, she's been in first place. She's waiting for the skills to kick in. She has no
Wait,
ultimate skill, but she might not even need it. Wait, she's still
wait,
kind of
wait
keeping
a
that
sec.
first and second place.
Wait.
Sakura Bakshino finally
Oh,
coming up here from Len Yakishio. And so it's three. It's
oh,
three
what?
Bakshins, three King Halos crossing the finish line almost at the same time. But let's see whose Bakshins were fast enough for the crowd. It's number 11 in Yakishio and number 1 from Franhua, making it into round number 3.
Oh, and it's gonna be Lemon Yakishio and Franjois making it through this. I mean, it's always gonna be a rough group by this point, but man, these have been close.
3-star Bakshin wins, hashtag spend money. I guess so. Hashtag roll for, shoot for the stars. Worst case scenario, you land among the 3-star Sakura Bakshinos, right? I think that's how the phrase goes.
Yeah. Or, they could have also, rolled a bunch initially and then spent all the statues on the Bakshin.
They were like, this Carat Clash stuff means something to me, man. I'm trying to lock in for that first place. We can have champion meetings every day. We can have legend races all the time, but I gotta lock in. We never know when it could be the last Carat Clash, so I gotta be a champion before I lose my opportunity.
Yeah. Europe has been knocked out. GG. No more Europe in this tournament.
Nice try, gamers. You had a decent amount of representatives from what I remember in round number 2, so
yeah,
you gave it your best shot.
Yeah, what if we get the Europe TO running the L'Arc Triomphe tournament?
That would be sick.
Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. But for now, we do have Carat Clash. I don't know what else is out there. I know I mentioned it earlier. There's Plus Frames, Kraken Atkins
Yes.
over there who ran the long distance, and I know he plans to run some more events as well. And it's been great that these events popped up. Not something I expected really out of this game, but yeah, I'm excited for more stuff to pop up as well. Big shout out to everyone that's kind of picked up on this and started running events.
Yeah, exactly. I've been seeing a bunch of fun in-houses. The funniest thing is when Saturdays and Sundays come around or Fridays and I see fighting game locals, it's pictures of folks just hunched over their phones, but it's not because they're not talking to each other. They are all in the same room match, racing their Umamusume against each other, at dinner after locals are done. I'm like, this is so peak, man. It's the same energy of oh, okay, we're all gonna meet up. Bring your DS or your DSi, and we're gonna I don't know, run Mario Kart DS or something. It feels so similar, even though we're not drifting. We're leaving it all to the horses, but the heart that goes into the training beforehand. It's you're waiting all week for this. You're like, all right, Friday, I lock in. My rice shower is gonna cook, bro. My special week is gonna take first place, and then the devious, malevolent nature pulls up behind you, and you're like, bro, you brought this to locals. What's going on? But as far as other Umamusume PvP events, which hopefully you guys have been enjoying this one as well. I know, like you mentioned, Live Horse Reaction, the Plus Frames GG crew, I think wants to host something again after Evo. So for those of you in the fighting game space, there's there's a somewhat large fighting game tournament happening this weekend. So that's probably where a lot of folks are all hands on deck. But some point after that, I'm sure the Plus Frames GG folks would love to host again. Carat Clash, I don't want to speak on their behalf, but we're already at number 2. 2 implies the existence of number 3, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. And if you guys want to see a third one as well, again, make sure to show love in the chat and the Twitter replies as well, so that Saya and the rest of the Bestie and Slot team know that you guys are enjoying all of the action. But as far as other ones, I can't remember any off the top of my head, but this is a great opportunity to ask you guys in the chat if you have run into any other PvP tournaments for Uma stuff.
If you guys are aware of other events, feel free to share that. I'm sure more people are willing to put their Umamusume out there in these events, but right now we are about to get started in a... There's the NPC Uma. Imagine Success.
Imagine Success is crazy, bro. Me with my horse as F aptitude. Yeah, Imagine Success, buddy. Yeah, keep dreaming. What the hell?
Very fitting name. When you're surrounded by all these star Umamusume right here, it's like the
Yeah.
the nice nature. You're sitting there at the third place. You feel
Yeah,
like
imagine gold.
true. Alrighty then.
Let's see it. So this is Group Y. Of course, we're going to be coming in with yellow, Ko Toltuin. You guys got to tell me how to pronounce this one. Sawara, previous champion, of course. Fong Elena and Sir Derpy Knight. So we got a couple veritable competitors heading into Group number Y's round number 2.
Oh, and we noticed there's a Mihono bourbon in there as well. I'm not sure
Oh,
if
okay,
she's
okay.
built for sprint.
She has a starting C aptitude, I believe. So it's not too
Hmm.
hard to bring her up with some sparks, and I'm excited to see it. I wonder what she's
Yeah.
going to be running strategy-wise as we head into our next match.
I imagine she would still be a front runner here, joining up with the Bakshins up front, and that is a very tightly packed front runner group.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is going to be the front runner, Mihono Bourbon.
Yeah, there we go. Our pack kind of separating here. Number 11, the Taiki Shuttle, just taking that lone mantle, the Pace Chaser. She's like, oh, do I want to be a Pace Chaser? Do I want to be up at the front? Oh, I'll decide as we make our way halfway through the race.
Well, look at all those debuffs going on. I just see
All right.
purple non-stop on those front runners, but let's see how well those debuffs hold up once we get into this final stretch here. All these unique skills popping off. We see the two Bakushin O's leading the pack, but the Taiki Shuttle pulling up from the outside.
Yeah, Taiki on that outside corner. A couple Bakshins on
Oh.
the inside. Everybody else just looking so blocked by that Mihono Bourbon and the Marzensky. It's hard to make your way around,
Ooh.
but King Halo coming up for the outside steals the second spot. So Taiki Shuttle and King Halo securing a round number 3. But which King Halo was it? 11 and 4, which means we got KO and Soara heading into round number 3.
Wow, and that is the 3-star King Halo, I think, right? She had the
Yes.
racing outfit. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a very
All right.
nice King Halo right there. Oh man, double 12,000 speed, almost 12,000 power, just 25 shy. That is a very scary Taiki Shuttle.
Junior Gem said, my money spending kings. That is crazy. KO Tulen? Okay. Perfect. I wasn't sure if it was like L2N. Okay, now that I know, much appreciated. And I'm going to need to know because we're going to be seeing them in round number 3. So with this knowledge, we can move on to our next qualifier. Amazing.
Oh, right, and you mentioned it earlier. There is
Yes.
Sunny in the last group of our round 2 races. Going to be joined by Locke, Boser, Cakes, and Denjanzi.
Yeah, I left this one to you because I looked at it and I was like, nah, man, I got to put you on the chopping block for pronunciations here. I need a little bit more time to cook on this one. But yeah, we got a couple more gamers fighting it out here for our last 2 qualifiers in that round number 3, so there's 3 groups in round number 3. So these are our final 2 slots in top 18.
Mhm. Everyone out here fighting for their lives. And we've seen Sunny a little bit in the chat there, and I think if I'm not mistaken, is a Strive player.
I believe so. If I'm thinking of the same Sunny, I wanna. Is that Sin? Is that Sin Kisuke? Imagine they're just like, no, that has nothing to do with me. That's an entirely different dude. I'm gonna be like, sorry.
Yeah.
But taking their talents over from
Oh.
Strive to the racing scene now, and we got
Mm.
technically. Oh, okay. You're thinking Sunny D.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. That's what I thought. I was like,
Yeah.
there's no D
Yeah.
in
There's
the
no
tag.
D,
So
so it has
I
to
was
be
like, I'm
someone
probably
else.
thinking the different person. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also play a little bit of Strive. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunny, Locke, Bozer, Cakes, and Denjanzi. So our final 5 here fighting it out for number 2. And dude, these NPCs like blocking, especially like it's
Mm.
not even like late surgers, right? It's pace chasers that end up being the back of the pack because there are no end closers, there are no late surgers. Like it's a scary position to be in, especially in these pools that only happen to have 5 gamers.
You know what it is? Like,
What's
imagine
up?
blocked, and in front of you is Imagine Success.
No! Like you
That
see her tag, like you know how certain Umamusume like have their name
yeah, on like
somewhere on their
their
design, right?
yeah.
Like you just see on the back of like her shirt, it says Imagine Success, and you're like, oh no. This is
Uh,
like the
it's
nail
the
in my coffin.
it's the opposite of having like those motivational posters.
It's like the hang in there, and then you're like, oh brother, I'm not gonna live to see the next round. Top 18. I'm not making it to URA semifinals,
Oh
bro.
man.
First rage baiting NPC. That's actually surreal. I'm not gonna lie. King Halo in 6th place behind Imagine Success. Oh
Ooh.
man.
Yeah, keep imagining there.
Keep imagining. Keep dreaming.
As her mom would probably say.
That's so painful, man. Some of the
It is so
dialogue that I see in this game, it really has me in the "It's so over, we're so back" like
yeah.
sine wave. You know, I see Grass Wonder after winning her your either URA finals or like Ari McKinnon, where she's like, "There is no path before me, only in my wake." I'm like, flames, heat, peak,
Yep.
hold up, her writing is this fire, and then I see King Halo like win another G1, and her mom's like, "Yeah, you should keep up the momentum before they all forget about you." I'm like, what are you talking about? But I would never forget about our last 5 gamers. We got Sunny, Locke, Bozer, Cakes, and Denjanzi as we head on into things. So lots of Taiki Shuttle, lots of Sakura, Bakshin, Owen, a few King Halos, and an Air Groove as well to fill out the middle of the pack.
All right, all right. Oh, we do see a number of pace chasers here. That is interesting to see. Wow, the S
Okay.
pace as well. And that is a hater hair groove right there with all those debuffs. And I mean, you don't really need the healing, right? When you have that 600 stamina for the sprint.
Yeah.
9 pace chasers. Wow.
Damn, bro, this whole race is pace chasers. What's going on? Right, once again, our final qualifier for this round number 3. 1200 meters, same as always. The season, spring, the ground, firm.
The weather, cloudy.
Mm.
I did
When
notice
everyone
a few
chases
people.
pace, no one will. Yeah.
I did notice a few people had the green skill for cloudy.
Oh, you're right. I mean, the green skills obviously in career are like pretty inconsistent, but
Yeah,
in things like champion meetings or of course
yeah,
brackets where you have these predetermined conditions, they can be a
yeah.
nice little boost if it's something that's a little bit more difficult to train for your support deck or your Uma.
Yeah, or even getting like, right-handed or left-handed. Yeah, look at that there.
Oh my
Or
god.
the standard distance, because we know it's gonna
Yes.
be 1200 meters.
Mm-hmm. All right, early acceleration
Oh
kicking in
man.
here from
Look
Marzo.
at that pace chaser pack, man.
Oh my god, it's like so condensed. Everyone is blocked, and when everyone's blocked, no one's blocked.
I feel like you never want to be running on the inside in this situation, right? Because how are
Yeah, it's
you gonna
terrifying.
overtake when there's just this wall of Uma Musume to your left? Okay, we get all the unique skills popping off now.
Yeah, it's so blocked on this inside lane, like you're mentioning, right? So who has the wherewithal? Who has the wit to stay on the outside? I see a King Halo. I see 3 Sakura, Bakshi, and O's just trying to fight for this first place, blocking the inside as Taiki Shuttle, the swarm of Taiki Shuttles just locked in the back here behind the NPCs, behind Maruzen, which Sakura, Bakshi, and O is going to be able to secure the first and second place. It can't be for the same trainer, so we have to watch that end result scorecard.
Oh man.
All right, number 12 and number 11. So that's Locke and Cakes making it in our final 2 spots in top 18.
It is a Bakshin world out there.
Bakshin, Bakshin.
Bakshin, Bakshin. I was unaware of what her song was until Global came out.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it was a jump scare for a lot of folks. Like, I had seen this horse quite a few times. I'd seen
Yeah.
her in season 3, like, saying it as she ran down the halls. But
Mhm.
hearing it, like, jump scaring me through the club jukebox, as I open up my game, I'm like, what the hell is this song? I'm like, oh my god, it's her. Oh good god, it's her.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited to see more songs come out when we get more updates and all the concert stuff. I just want to see my rice shower doing all the concerts as possible.
Dude, some of these
Um,
concerts are mad good. They also,
yeah.
Shino, I don't know if you've seen, I don't know if a lot of folks, especially playing global, have seen, but the JP side has recently dropped the final chapter of Main Story 2, and that winning live that drops at the end of it, without spoiling anything, it's a very good chapter. Only has a few voices, but if you guys have the opportunity to watch it somehow, either like through VC with a friend or finding it in other ways, it is one of my favorite I think performances in the Uma Musume like winning live kind of like repertoire. So I highly encourage you guys to check it out when you get the chance. For global, it's gonna be I was gushing about it on Twitter recently, and then someone was like, "Oh wow, I can't wait for this to pull up on global in 3 to 4 business years." I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just giving you more to look forward to. But if you guys see Fusaichi Pandora and you're like, I don't know if she's like an Uma Musume I'd be interested in, like, trust me, Main Story 2, Chapter 3, it's so peak. I fell to my knees, man. If any of you guys in the chat have seen it, like, let me know. Like, back me up here.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of why I got into this series in the first place. Their writing is this fire? Hold
It's
up.
peak. It's peak. Hold
It's
up.
like yeah, no, I believe it. Like I've been
Yeah.
not just from you, but I've seen it on Twitter here and there.
Yeah.
Because I mean also for a while now, my Twitter feed has basically just been JP Umamusume. And I've seen
Yes.
some
Yeah.
well, I've been seeing quite a bit of Fusaichi Pandora
hmm
in the past couple days. So I'm excited for that.
I'm not gonna lie, half of the Fusaichi Pandora you see on your timeline is probably through my likes and retweets, so I would apologize, but I think more accurately, you're welcome. um, but yeah, she's pretty sick, and I think, especially as someone who kind of started with the anime and like had no expectations of Uma Musume, like kind of as a multimedia franchise, like
Mm.
I've told Shino this story before. I started Uma Musume because I was like, okay, it's very busy at work right now. I need a song that I can just like lock into for the next 8 hours, like bonus points if it's like an insane song to lock into. And I'm just scrolling my YouTube recommendeds, and I see the famous or infamous video of Tokai like horse girl walks down the street while singing Ballin 8 hour loop, and I'm like, all right, perfect. This is exactly what I need for today. Like it's an insane OST to one of my busiest work days. And then I finish the day. I'm like, all right, I'm finally caught up on everything. I owe it to this video to start the series. And then I posted about it on Twitter, and then some FGC adjacent friends had seen it, and they were like, wait, you need to like tell us about your reactions as you're watching the anime. I'm like, all right, cool. So I finished season 1. I'm letting them know how I, like a race or like a certain song. And they're like, all right, here's the lowdown on all of the references to the real life races. Here is, how things actually went down in real life. I was like, wait, this Uma stuff gets serious. I might have to lock in.
And then yeah, it's kind of the same thing for me, right? Like we watch
Hmm.
season 1 and it's like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like I hear about
Yeah,
the references from my friends, like, oh wow, like all the special week stuff. That's pretty cool. Then
yeah.
season 2 happens and it's like, damn,
Mashallah.
this is peak.
Yeah, it's some of the best Uma Musume writing as far as the animated series goes. But like, even some of like the side stories, like some of these like or character stories that I think only get covered in maybe like 1 to 3 episodes, right? And don't take up the entirety of like that episode's runtime.
Yeah.
Like it's just so fun to see now that it's been exposed to like a global audience, right?
Yeah.
And translated that everyone can be like, oh, I didn't understand what they meant before when people were like, "Oh, there is a horse girl for you," because like, just seeing that from the outside, it's easy to be like, "Oh, this is something that other people are saying to just like get me into their favorite media." Sure, whatever. They already like it. It's like this is their tagline. But you play it, you play someone's route. And you're like, "Oh, maybe this horse is cool or whatever." You see someone on the side, you're like, "Wait, their personality is sick," or like this like one thing that they've been through the experience of competition. You're like, wait, she's literally me. You lock in, you see
Yeah.
her story, and you're like, all right, I understand now. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There really is a horse for everyone out there. Like they're all. I would say they're all written pretty well, based on what I have seen so far, which is a fair amount, but I don't
Yeah.
think as much as J2 because I know he's more exposed to the JP stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but at least in my experience, yeah, I think pretty much every Uma Musume is well written, and I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah. It's also I think fun to compare the trainers as well because it's
Oh.
very easy to be like, oh, okay, the trainers are just like self-insert, like whatever. They don't really have like they're like blank slate kind of personality. But if
Ugh.
you like, if you're watching some of these scenes, we talked about Bakshin's trainer
Mhm.
earlier on is kind of like this. Oh, okay, I need to convince this horse that is obsessed with long distance to run sprints. Like I gotta do whatever means necessary to make this like ultimate sprinter horse. But especially some of the trainers that come later on, whether it's for example, Calstone Lido, like if you guys think Gold Chip is funny, like when Calstone Lido ends up dropping like in a year or two, however long it takes, her trainer is like kind of equally insane. So in a very fun way, I think she's one of the funniest routes that they have in like Uma Musume. Who else is like a good trainer in particular? I don't know. You guys in the chat, I'm sure can fill in the blanks here and tell me about some of your favorite routes as well. But it's very fun to see how different these personalities end up being.
I do think it's kind of funny for season 2 specifically that we have the voice actor for Kiryu Kazuma as
Yes.
the trainer for Mihono Bourbon.
And his trainer or her trainer looks exactly like him, basically. Like even the getup, like the color scheme, like it's like the how Clark Kent puts on the glasses and he's like, oh, I'm not Superman, I'm Clark Kent. He puts on like the trainer puts on like the hat and he's like, oh, I'm not Kiryu Kazuma, I'm Mihono Urban's trainer. It's like, oh, okay, oh, cool, got it.
And speaking of self-inserts, I think that one is quite literally a self-insert.
Yeah, that one is insane, but it's also sick. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
can I have my OC in the anime, but the OC is me? It's like, sir, that's not a character. That's just like you. Like, I guess you're an original character, but no one wrote your backstory. Like that is just what it is. But it is time for our first round 3. Thank you everyone for your patience as we head into some more action. So this next group that we got going on here, if I'm not mistaken, so this is Axios's group. So we have Axios, KO Tulen, Cakes, Juan Vivo, and Soara.
Alrighty. Now, again, I mentioned Suara earlier, and the consistency seems to be there with these results. Doing pretty well in the previous Carat Clash, and in the plus frames GG long bracket as well. So I guess no surprise to see them here, but we'll see if you can stand up to these other trainers here.
Yeah, once again, lots of King Halo, lots of Sakura Bucks, it's same old as far as the character choices go. And definitely, I think those are actually the only 3. Taiki Shuttle. Oh, never mind. We got a single Marzen holding on strong for character variety, but otherwise it's Bakshin, King Halo, and Taiki Shuttle all the way down.
Yeah, we got he is they are a strong believer in their Umamusume, the Taiki shuttle right there.
See, she's waving at the camera. She's like, my trainer
Yeah,
believes in me, and that's why I'm pulling up.
yeah.
All right, ready at the races here as we head into our first round 4 qualifier.
Right. Yep. Only one green skill here. But I imagine if there's only one green skill, there's going to be plenty of mid or... Yeah, there we go. There are going to be plenty of skill activations later on.
All right, pretty condensed pack in the back here, but pretty relatively open at the front, right? 12 kind of falling, but I didn't realize there was a third horse there. All right, I said condensed, and I just didn't realize the NPC was like hidden in the back. I thought it was a drop shadow on the HUD. But as far as the front running goes, Soara in the front here, but just barely a single length ahead as Taiki Shuttle shoots the rest of the competitors to shoot further and further forward on this final straight.
right. Looking quite close here. Pretty packed up front. Gonna be between the Taiki shuttles. The one Taiki shuttle really pulling up there. Maybe we'll get some last second activations. There's the King Halo. Where did you come from?
Dude, she
Oh
actually
my
just busted
god.
out of the pack. She was moving in
Yeah.
silence.
She had more guts.
Holy. It's true. She had more guts. She had more power. She had more skills than the rest of the competition. She didn't run the same strategy as the rest of her competitors either. So one Taiki shuttle left in the dust. But there we go. Oh, the top two actually.
Oh.
Both the King Halo and the Taiki shuttle belonging to KO2 Len. So Axios' Taiki shuttle with the belief that they had in their trainee surviving into round number 4.
I see the reaction from Akios there in the Twitch chat, just like,
Yeah,
no, we didn't make
wait.
it. Wait. Oh
There we
man, what
go.
a King Halo though. Look at those stats. She definitely had the power to break out of the pack.
Many are saying this. Yeah, YouTuber advice be damned. That power kept her alive and definitely kept her
Yeah.
accelerated going into that final spurt.
Yeah. Oh man, Akios sweating a little bit.
You can feel it. Axios was like, no, damn it. I was so close. My Tucky shuttle was one away from the lead. And then realizing that first and second, taking that, first qualifying spot, you're like, wait, maybe there's one more spot for me.
Yeah, actually, yeah, someone mentioned power's really important for sprints, and I think that's especially important for any late surgers and even pace chasers to a certain extent, because you need to reach that max speed very quickly.
Yeah.
All that speed won't matter especially as a late surger, right? Sure, you could have 12,000 speed, but if you take a while to reach that 12,000, with that short distance, it may not matter.
Yeah, exactly. And the stamina thresholds just being so much lower, like those stats need to go into, oh, okay, I need to get to my top speed as fast as possible because the amount of time on that last spurt is just so much shorter, like you're saying.
Yeah. But that is going to be a conclusion of our first race in the round 3, and we are going to get our second group all set up as well. And
Yeah, there we go.
yeah, so it's gonna be June, Lemon, Yakishio with the Dodolings tag as well, Xeno, Blackjet, and Lock.
Yeah, there we go. And I'm so boring. I'm calling it round number 4. I'm really, these are grand finals qualifiers, guys. This is your semi-finals of Carat Clash number 2. So they're fighting for that final spot here.
Yeah.
So once again, Black Chat pulling up with the Karenchan. Lots of Taiki, lots of Sakura Bakshino, and lots of King Halo as we head into our next match.
Yeah. And I just want to make a quick mention, because we mentioned Swara in the last race, and Swara is not one of the top 2s in the last race.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, it's like we've been saying all day, like even just making it to round number 2, making it to round number 3 is so difficult when, we got a lot of trainers with a lot of time on their hands to make these, optimal Umamusume. So seeing Sawara, out, relatively early, I say, as they fought for their life in the semifinals, right? Like it just goes to show you how much time these gamers have put into making the best Umamusume there ever was.
Yeah. I'm kind of happy to see the Karen-chan in here. Even if it's a little bit like, bro, like you really trained this Karen-chan in like an hour, just in time for this. Shout outs to them for being dedicated trainers.
I thought there was no way someone would bring Karenchan to round 2, so I had to edit my overlay script on the fly. I have seen like the workflow of setting up that script, so it is mad funny. I'm not gonna lie. All right. But of course, Saya holding it down on production once again as we head into another semi-finals match.
Alrighty, and these are all, at this point, round 3, right? These are going to be very strong Umamusume. It's gonna be very hard fought, and maybe down to quite a bit of luck to win these races.
Yeah, let's see, with only 1,200 meters, there's really
we
not
got
a
the
lot of
lucky
margin for error,
7!
as we've been saying. Oh my god, I can't believe it. We had the few extra skill points at the end there, and we're like, all right, I'm betting it on that bracket 7.
Oh man, is that gonna be a potential difference maker for this Karen-chan?
I mean, because what is that? That's like a 1 in 6 chance, right? Because it ends up being, 1 out of 12, and that bracket number 7 is that orange you guys can see in the bottom left. Speaking of orange, we're seeing quite a few skill procs here as we make our way halfway through the race.
Gonna be rounding the final corner here soon, and this is where everything breaks loose. It looks like that Lucky 7 might be really coming into play here. That Karen-chan in a really good spot to take this race, but again, there's all these activations coming through. Let's see who actually comes out on top, and oh my god, it's gonna be Taiki Shuttle pulling up. Can Karen-chan make it ahead? And she barely does in front of those Bakushin O's.
There we go. It was looking scary there, but number 10 and number 7 qualifying for grand finals. Blackjet on that Karen-chan staying alive and taking that first place with the Taiki Shuttle as well. So your next 2 qualifiers into grand finals for Carat Clash number 2. We got Yakishio and Blackjet. Moving on.
Wow. And, not that it would have mattered with the Lucky 7, with the Taiki Shuttle getting first anyways, but that Lucky 7 really made the difference, it seems, for the Karen-chan.
Yeah, exactly. She was able to secure that second place. I don't know if that ended up, because we've talked about it a lot, right? With, sprint being so short and blocking being even more of a factor. Maybe that extra speed and those extra stats ended up putting her in a better position to lock other racers out. It's hard to say unless we ran the exact same conditions, but without the Lucky 7. But hey, having 2 folks in your top 2 heading into that final race is a nice little pat on the shoulders as you make your way and into the waiting room for grand finals.
Yeah. And Blackjet, I feel like one of those has Blackjet made it to the last round in every tournament?
I swear I think so, if I'm not mistaken, but you guys can correct me as well. I know Blackjet's in the chat as well if we want to get a little, tournament history.
Yeah, I mean, Blackjet has been quite the strong trainer here.
Nope, but I got the semifinals in both. Okay, so this is the best placing, so far in Carat Clash number 2. Above and beyond here as you're now in that Grand's waiting room.
All right, our next group is only going to have 4 people. It's going to be Dabbage, Entrant, Scorpio, and Rice Shower. So, a little bit of bias, maybe a lot. I hope, Rice. I mean, I think, because the prize is that Rice Shower plush right there. I'm sure they are fiending for that win.
Yeah, Rice Shower getting the Rice Shower plush, even if the team doesn't happen to have a certain blue rose closer themselves, you're fighting for her honor, less so for her actual representation in the race. I understand. But because there's only 4 folks in this last pool, it does also mean that we have 4 more NPCs that could be potentially getting in the way here. So again, some pretty standard picks. Scorpio again coming up with the El Condor Pasa that we happen to see a little bit earlier on as well. Pretty solid on the stat line as far as speed and power goes, but we shall see who our last 2 competitors are moving into our grand finals.
Ooh, who is gonna be the stronger Rice Shower? The Rice Shower trainer or the one that's running on the field right now?
I don't know. Rice Shower Trainer's got Malevolent Machine in the back as well. So, anything you got to do to rep your Oshi. I understand how mean these streets are.
Yeah. Alrighty, getting started very soon here. And I did see, if I recall, there were a fair number of pace chasers as well, but man, having the sprinter stayer epithet on Rice Shower is that is
That is
something.
crazy, actually.
Like, because you still have to win all your long distance races in her career.
and also do a bunch of optional sprinting, right? But not quite
Yeah.
sprinting right now. She's chilling back here with the rest of the pace chasers.
Mhm. Lots of debuffs going off right there. There's the evil nature. She's off the screen.
Oh, goodbye forever. All right, there we go. Again, the pack pretty condensed towards the front here. Number 10, that Scorpio Rice Shower, just chilling in the middle, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Same could be said to the rest of these racers heading around the final corner.
Alrighty. Marzensky in a pretty good spot right now, but the El Condor Pasta from the outside line also in a good spot as well. That Bakshino is getting blocked by the Taiki Shuttle and the Marzensky. Can El Condor Pasta here? Oh, and it's gonna be the Taiki Shuttle taking that second. The Marzensky was very strong at holding that front #1 position the entire time.
Wait, but I saw on that
Ooh.
leaderboard, I was doing my cross-referencing, I'm seeing number 6 and number 8, but they both belong to Dabbage. So, El Condor Pasa, even though she wasn't able to break into that second placing, she is going to secure that second qualifier for Scorpio going into Grand Finals.
So, that's a little bit of sweat off your brow there for Scorpio.
Yeah.
Like third place, but okay, we made it in. But now it's the big final group here. Our final race coming up. Gonna be honestly a dice roll, I think, right? Like
Yeah.
these Umamusume have made it here because they are very strong. Like we've seen these stat lines, we've seen the skills, all very powerful. So I think it's gonna come down to quite a bit of luck, for our winner to take this, whoever that may be. Maybe even the lucky 7 diff.
Okay, honestly, if it's lucky 7 diff for Karenchan to win, if she dropped an hour before bracket and she wins for grand finals, I'm just looking. Hashtag looking is all I'm
Yeah.
saying. As a nudiser, I don't know. Hold up, his unit is this broken?
Yeah,
But we shall see, right? So KO and Blackjet, Davidge and Axios, Lemon Yakshio and Scorpio are going to be fighting it out here as your final 6 gamers in the Carat Clash #2 Grand Finals.
Yep. Oh man, I'm ready and waiting, but over here I'm chilling, no stress on my end. If I were a trainer though in this race, I'd be a little nervous.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so I have the Twitch chat popped out, right? So I think
Okay.
I don't know if that affects how the 7TV emotes end up rendering. So I see predicting from Bestie and Slot. I'm like, oh, okay, Saya is letting everybody know that you have one more opportunity to place your channel points on who you guys think is going to win. I look over at our little stream preview, and then I see this predicting emote, and is this mod check between the prediction symbols, and he just turns different colors? This is... What am I looking at, bro?
Because I'm pretty
This
sure
is insane.
I do have better TTV enabled, but I don't see it on my end.
Well, I guess you got to look at that stream preview, Shino, because it is, I'm seeing blue, I'm seeing pink on my end, and it goes insane.
Points on
my
Black
points on
Jet.
Black Chat. Okay,
Ooh.
okay. Anyone got any love for... I know there are KO fans in the chat. I've been seeing some love being shown for them. Dabbage, of course, once again, the host and commentator of the Urarakinan, so much love to them. Axios, that Taiki Shuttle lover, that Taiki Shuttle believer. Lemon Yakshio and Scorpio as well, tearing it up and making those, last couple spots in our grand finals. So, guys, show some love.
Yeah. Well, I can open the, what are the predictions right now? 58% on Black Jet. Oh, going down
You guys want Karen to win so bad. I mean,
yo, everyone,
don't get me wrong.
That's the lucky 7 hero. Are we going to see it again?
Okay, 12% for KO, 52 for Blackjet, like you said, 4% for Davidge, 25% for Axios is a pretty strong second place, and then 4 each for Lemon Yakshio and Scorpio. Okay, I see where your guys' brains are at. Most of these are my points, I think. Okay, that would sway the vote quite a bit. I was gonna say. Alrighty. And I think for our final match here, we can just do one last look through the score lines. It will be quite a few Umamusume. But let's just give one last check at these skills and stats before we head on into things.
Yep. We already know that these Umamusume are quite powerful. These trainers are no slouches when it comes to their training here. Yeah, very solid. King Halo. Stuff that we would expect to see by this point, right? We get the 1,500, 1,000 stat line.
Yep.
Not too uncommon, I think, by this time. Very strong Kuren-chan. Again,
Here we go, Sakura Bakshino doing her thing. Yeah, pretty even on a lot of the stat lines for the speed and power, right? We're looking even on them as well. So Davidge pulling up with the Taiki Shuttle.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Yep. Lots of solid white skills here for increasing a little bit of that speed.
Yeah. So, even if the stat lines might be a little bit different here and there, you might see something like this who, on, like, stats alone, looks pretty good. But then the skills, not as much as the others, which can make the difference. But also, how the race actually folds, right? Could they get blocked by the... do they get blocked? Do they run a weird line? Do they get hit by a bunch of debuffs?
Yeah.
So anything can happen here.
And I know your goat is up there with the rice shower as well. Seeing some more Taiki Shuttle action going on here.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of the same skills, of course, just looking for a lot of acceleration. We're not seeing Swinging Maestro like we see in a lot of other tournaments as well, because, of course, we are on that 1,200 meter, right? You can build that up naturally in stamina thresholds, then pump the rest of your stats pretty comfortably in the rest of speed and power. And, of course, wit, because Umamusume, as you know, is... you can finish the quote on your own. So we're heading on into it. It's grand finals of Carat Clash number 2. Once again, one more match here on the Sapporo turf. 1,200 meters, sprinting, a right-handed course in the middle of the spring with firm turf. Everyone feeling pretty normal and I'm sure pretty stressed heading into our final match.
All right. A cloudy day for our racers here, but it is going to be a tough final race for everyone. Oh, she didn't get the... because that's gate 2, right? So she does not get the lucky 7.
Unfortunate, but she's going to have to win on her own merit here. The Umastagram model and star herself still trying to make it to the front of the pack here. Lots of turbo sprints to secure that early front runner pace for a couple of these Bakshinos.
Right, some early activations for these speed skills, which may not be what they're looking for necessarily, because I think the final spurt is really where... but of course, there's the Professor of Curvature from most of these Umamusume as we go through this turn into the final corner, into the final spurt. Everyone is popping all their unique skills. And here
Sakura Bakshin over at the front here. A couple of them fighting for that first place. I see Taiki Shuttle coming out from the inside. King Halo coming in from the outside. Maruzensky stuck in the middle. Taiki Shuttle trying to break her way through. Carat cannot catch up. King Halo accelerating from the outside. Completely overcomes Sakura Bakshin. And that should be the win. But we have to check which King Halo it was taking that first place.
And that is
and KO takes it home with number 9 King Halo. There we go. Your winner of Carat Clash number 2.
And very well fought from everyone. And I'd like to note that is a 2-star King Halo. We did not see the raceware. But man, what a final race that was. Even in, on paper, in the in-game favorites, 12th favorite, right? But again, like we were saying, it could just be luck. It could be a number of factors coming into play with how even everyone else is in stat line, how are your skill activations lining up? How is the pathing looking for getting blocked? And it looks like this King Halo is going to be our winner here.
Yeah. And that is your number one sprinter, Uma Musume. 350 on the wit, which, if we're thinking about stabilizing skill usage, is, on the lower end of what we usually call acceptable, but ended up being perfect for what we needed in that final race. So, GG's to all the competitors who pulled up today. Of course, the rest of the grand finalists did an absolutely amazing job making it into that final race. But once again, give it up to KO2 Len as your champion of today's Carat Clash. So, thank you everyone for pulling up, whether you were participating as one of the 113 attendees that we had for the second Carat Clash, or if you were hanging out in the chat, making sure that everybody else was enjoying the rest of the Carat Clash action as well. But it's been an absolute joy hanging out with you guys. I believe that should be it from us. Once again, it's been J2, it's been Shino, and of course, guys, before we head out, you guys got to show some love to Saya. Once again, handling the broadcast, handling the stream assets, and making sure you guys can keep up with all that Musume action. So show them a little bit of love, but Shino, any last words for the people at home?
Yeah, I hope to see some more Uma Musume from everyone. Even if maybe you were out in the first round, that you aren't a little bit, disillusioned or unmotivated, because there's going to be more to come, and maybe even more rank limitations. Like, but this one was A rank, and as time goes along, we'll start to fill out our accounts. So even if that big heavy spender today is getting everything, their S ranks and whatever, maybe a month or a couple weeks from now, you can still join up with your humble little A rank with the rank limit. And a special thanks again to Saya for hosting us and having us here and bringing a wonderful event for the Umamusume community.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I see a bunch of you gamers already excited about Carat Clash number 3. Can we get any download on what the next race is going to be? Any details on the distance? But with champions meeting potentially around the corner, maybe we might just end up matching up that so you guys have, one more chance on stream to test your mettle while we're, figuring out champions meeting for the first time on the global servers. So make sure to stay tuned if you guys want to make sure that you are getting notifications for when that announcement ends up dropping and knowing what to prep for. You guys, of course, can stop by Bestie in Slot on a good old Twitter.com or X.com, whatever you end up calling it. But I believe that's going to be it from us. Again, much love to everybody for pulling up for Carat Clash number 2. And hopefully you guys have a damn good one. And hopefully we'll see you for the next one. Peace, peace.
Bye-bye.